Hello and welcome everyone. This is Lisa Peterson, and today I'm going to be doing a video on tapping into more joy. I've been realizing that if I continue to have similar struggles in all my relationships over the last 30 years, then maybe it's something inside of me that needs to shift in order to have a different result. So I'm going to do this challenge, 30-day challenge, where once a week I'm doing some tapping. You can tap with me, and we can see if we can improve our relationships by tapping on ourselves. So, are you ready? Okay. I'm going to go through all the points. So, even though we're going to learn as we go, even though I struggle with the same issues in all my relationships over the past 30 years, 35 years, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. Even though I've been struggling with feelings of abandonment, feelings of irritation, feelings of sadness, resentment, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. Even though I've been struggling with the same feelings of abandonment, resentment, irritation, and loss of tenderness in my relationships, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. Okay, and then we'll go to the top of the head here. Say all these feelings of resentment, all these feelings of abandonment, feeling not good enough for tenderness, affection, love, and then feeling resentful about it. Feeling sad, lonely, even when I'm in relationship. All these feelings of sadness, loneliness, hopelessness in my relationships. Not being seen, not being heard, being invisible. Feelings of dissatisfaction. Feelings of fear and loneliness. All this resentment, all this loneliness. All these feelings of fear, sadness, loneliness. All these feelings of blame. Like when I get these feelings of loneliness, sadness, disappointment, irritation, resentment, I blame my partner. I blame the other person. I'm going to close my eyes and get in touch with that feeling of blame. It's all their fault. None of this is my fault. I'm perfect. I'm doing everything right. It's all my partner's fault. Just that feeling of hopelessness, powerlessness. I can't do anything about it until they change. I'm going to be miserable until they change. When I feel that feeling, I'm going to open my eyes and look hard down to the right. So we're borrowing some of the techniques from EMDR with EFT to help reprogram our brain around these highly emotional areas. So that was a hard down right, back to center, hard down left, back to center. And I keep my head straight. I'm going to go in a big circle with my eyes, feeling all this blame. Must be my partner's fault. I am blameless. It's all their fault. Feelings of hopelessness. Until they change, I can't be happy. Do that circle one more time. All the way around. Now at the top, we're going to change directions, go the other direction. Keep tapping on this point. This is the 9 gamut point between your pinky and your ring finger. I went around the whole circle, tapping this point. I'm going to go one more time, counterclockwise. Feeling that resentment, like it's not my fault, it's all their fault. Until they change and stop doing this or start doing this, my life will be miserable. All the sadness and pain. And hum a little with me. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hum with me. Okay, that was one round. I'm going to go back and notice if anything's coming up for you. Notice if you're having a thought, a feeling, a specific incident. This might be a good time to think about that incident. So I want you to think about that thing that happened that brought about inconsolable sadness, that brought about feelings of hopelessness, feelings of just hurt, like a bottomless pit of hurt. Now, if you go behind your head, there's your, I think it's T1. It's like that big bony protuberance in your spine, the top one before your neck starts. Then on top of your head, all these feelings. Think about that one incident. So when this person I'm in relationship with, it could be a mother, father, partner, child, friend, coworker, boss, when they did this thing or they did not do this thing, I felt hurt. I felt rage. I felt irritation. I felt hopeless. Whatever your feelings are, what did they do or not do, and what were your feelings? Try to bring into really vivid detail what happened. You're tapping on all the feelings that that incident brought up. This is your collarbone. You can use one hand, the other hand, or both hands, and then under your arms, a couple inches under your armpit. And your wrists. All these feelings that came up when he or she did this thing or did not do this thing. All these feelings that came up. Close your eyes and get in touch with those feelings. How did you feel when this incident happened or didn't happen? You had an expectation and it wasn't fulfilled the right way. They didn't do the right thing, say the right thing, look the right way at you, whatever it may be. Accept all your feelings, make space for those feelings, touch those feelings, and then open your eyes. And then hard down to the right. So part of EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques, is really embracing and accepting all the feelings, giving space for those feelings, and then allowing the tapping and the eye movements to really transform those feelings. Like you're taking out the dynamite from the feelings, from the history, from your thoughts, from your memories. You're taking out the dynamite. You're diffusing the dynamite. All right, so we're going to do that circle again. That, whatever anger words you have in your mind, you can say in a short phrase, that son of a gun. How could they do that? All those feelings. My sadness, my disappointment, my hopelessness. Things are never going to change. Whatever you're feeling. I'm going to go through that circle again. All the way up to the top. And then change directions. Go the other way. And all the way up to the top. And hum a little with me. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. We're going to go through one more time. And just notice how you're doing, how intense those feelings are of disappointment, hurt, anger, resentment, hopelessness. Notice if they've gone down. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where were you when we started? And where are you now? With all this tapping, you're tapping on the energy acupressure points in your body to help give cues of safety to your nervous system, so you're able to hold the feelings, the thoughts, and actually start to rewire and untangle some of the connections that hold you captive to these really strong emotions. So you're really taking the charge out of those emotions. So when you think about these incidences, you can think about them without that charge. You can focus on your breathing. Going through your points, whatever's going on in your mind, let it play out while you're tapping on your points. Allow your breathing and your tapping to really allow your body to feel safe in the same space that we're bringing up this formerly highly charged scenario. What I'm learning in EFT is if you have a highly charged situation in your current relationships, oftentimes it has its roots in our earlier life. So if you can think of a time in your earlier life where you felt similar disappointment, pain, hurt, hopelessness, you can bring that up. Bring that child self, whatever age you were, and you go rushing into that scene and give your child what your child self needed. A hug, love, reassurance, listening, validation. What did your younger self need that you didn't get, that you weren't able to get from the grown-ups around you, from your care providers? Did you need understanding? Did you need listening? And when you can feel your grown-up self really go in and rescue, in a sense, give reassurance that you can provide everything that was missing in those earlier moments, in this particular moment where you didn't get what you needed. And really commit to yourself to provide that love, that comfort, that care. And open your eyes. Heart down right. Back to center. Heart down left. Back to center. All the way up and around. Make sure you're breathing. Just going to do one circle each direction. And then the other direction. All the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. All right. So I really embrace my current self, embracing my younger self when I first remember having those feelings of hurt, disappointment in relationship to someone else, someone who was supposed to love you and care for you, and you didn't get the love and care you needed. You are rushing in and giving that care, asking those questions. What do you need? I'm here to love you unconditionally. I accept the child self. I accept my grown-up self. I give care and love to my child self of all ages, to my grown-up self for struggling in relationship around these certain triggers, around these certain incidences where I don't get my needs met, my needs for love, reassurance, validation, care, concern, acceptance. And take a deep breath. I want you to go back to that incidence and see if the charge, those intense feelings have come down. Maybe you started as a 10. If you come down to 8, that's great. You can keep tapping on your own. You can tap a little bit every day on this and whatever else comes up as you're tapping. Those are called aspects. And we'll do another one next week. So I'm going to keep tapping on this every day and see what comes up for me. And if you want to write in a note and share anything with me, I'll include that in my tapping next week. All right, thank you for joining. I hope your it's called your SUDS. I hope your SUDS went down. If you were at a 10, I hope it came down. If you were at a 5, I hope it came down. And if you got all the way down to 0 where it has no charge, great job. And if not, you can continue to do this tapping routine until it goes down to a 0. Thank you for joining me at Tap Into More Joy with Lisa Peterson.